Yo, if you're somebody that sabotages often, yeah, always like you get to this point where you don't know what to do, or things get tricky, or you just start procrastinating constantly, like coming to like a point where you're about to reach a height, you know, then there's one thing that I've got to share with you. Like, you can change that, you know what I'm saying to you, instantly or almost instantly. First and foremost, you need to know what it is. And a lot of the time is the fact that we don't know how to flow with things. We don't know how to move with things. We don't know how to take on the challenge. You feel what I'm saying to you? That's what it comes down to, taking on the challenge. A lot of the times when these things come up, we might feel like an imposter. We feel like an imposter. What do? We run away. You feel what I'm saying to you? The thing seems scary, so what do? We might have a bit of anxiety there. I get a panic attack or whatever. It might be extreme, it might not be. It might be a bit mild, but whatever it is, a lot of the times we run away. And in order to overcome, yeah, even though that feeling is present where it is a bit scary, like you need to learn how to become skilled at what you're doing. You feel what I'm saying to you? Let's say you're a football player and you're going to play the Champions League final, and on the other side, there's the Winners' Cup, yeah, the Champions League, you get to win it, yeah? If you feel a bit anxious and you run away, what happens is it's impossible for you to win it. You get what I'm saying to you? But on the other side of that, if you face it, you know, you develop your skills and you go and attack it, you could win or you could lose. But at the same time, the chances of you winning are a lot higher than if you were to run away. You feel what I'm saying to you? So that's where it comes down to. Learning how to develop the skills to be able to take things on, you get me, head on. And then that is what creates the change. But hey, let's get further into this. What's going on? My name is Christopher Daniels. I'd like to welcome you to the Don't Stress, Don't Panic family. And today, I'm simply going to be talking about self-sabotage and how you can overcome, you feel? And like, for me personally, this is like a beautiful space and a beautiful place to talk about this, because like a lot of my journey, self-sabotage has been a thing. Me being introverted a lot of the time, like one of my major blocks that always came up was like not speaking out, you know, just being quiet. You feel? And that was based on on my personal beliefs. Like, I used to fail a lot in school, so I used to see myself as a failure. So everything I did, I believed that I would be wrong or had a chance of getting it wrong. Either like going to the shop, like to order, or to like say I'm going corner shop. Not even corner shop, like I'm going to a chip shop to order. I don't want to get my order wrong. Like anything, I didn't want to get anything wrong. Like I didn't want to call up my pharmacist, like the GP, and say, yeah, this is what's going on. I didn't want to talk to them in case I make a mistake. Like, I didn't like talking to people that didn't understand me, because I didn't want them to see me as somebody that is getting things wrong. So that was my major block. And with that, I sabotaged a lot from that space, you know? So it's like being that failure, being that person that gets things wrong constantly. And your story might be completely different, but whatever your story is, it's like it could be a contributing factor to why you constantly sabotage yourself. And understanding that would allow you to understand why you do sabotage. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about how we can overcome that. Yeah. And one thing that's been changing for me a lot lately is I'm communicating a lot more effectively. And what's helped that is, as an adult, I've been going into a lot more social spaces, you know, a lot more social spaces, like let's say like open spaces, even like just going to the gym, for example, like you socialize a little bit in there. I'm not too social in the gym, but you do have to interact sometimes, where someone's wants to use a weight something that you're using, or you want to use something that somebody else is currently using, or you want to ask if somebody is about to use, you know, you got to talk here and there. Or I do martial arts as well, like, so there's communication in those spaces, like a community, you know? So these things have allowed me to develop my social skills. I am also like I'm a coach, so I speak to loads of people about coaching that want to work with me, that do work with me, and I build relationships within that space. So that's allowed me to develop these skills to be able to communicate more effectively. So what I'll say to you is, depending on the area in which you're sabotaging yourself in, you need to develop skills within that space. Because what happens then is, like, for example, yeah, if there's a storm, or if there's if there's waves and there's like the sea, in a sea, yeah, imagine we're in the sea, and the sea, there's waves and it's not smooth, and it's Yeah, there's a storm, boom, yeah? And you know how to surf those waves. If you know how to surf those waves, you'll be a lot safer than the person that doesn't know how to surf those waves. You feel what I'm saying to you? And if you're always staying in like smooth water always, yeah? You're not going into the storm, you're always staying in that smooth water. You're not going to know how to maneuver when that storm comes. You get what I'm saying to you? You feel, if that makes sense. I don't know if that was the best analogy, but let me simplify once again. Yeah, in order to be able to handle the difficult moments, you must first put yourself in situations that are similar to that, you know, to prepare you. Because if you're always in a safe space, you're not going to grow in that space. You get what I'm saying to you? So it's being able to step out into places that are uncomfortable so that you can grow and develop the skills that are necessary for you to grow. Because it's about you going into things. Nothing's handed to you. You got to be able to go out and say, this is what I want, and I'm going to go and get it. And it's as simple as that. So same thing applies like across the board. Like I'm saying, even with like me becoming more social, yeah, that came because I went out intentionally and I said, yeah, I'm going to go to this club, I'm going to go to that community, I'm going to do this here. Not necessarily with the goal to become more social, but it happens as a side effect. And it's like, what spaces can you put yourself in to allow yourself to grow in that way? That's all self-sabotage is, like being confident enough to take on the challenge, you feel what I'm saying to you? And in order to be confident, first and foremost, you need to gain that. And how do you gain confidence? Definitely not by watching videos or sitting down and just thinking about it, you know, or saying affirmations. It doesn't work like that. You have to go out in the world and do whatever it is, you feel what I'm saying to you? I'm confident that I can sit down and make a video because I've done it multiple times, you feel what I'm saying to you? Like before I did it, like the confidence wouldn't have been the same as it is now, you get what I'm saying to you? Whether it's an amazing video or not an amazing video is a different question. But can I do it? The answer is simple, I can do it because I'm doing it now and you're watching it, you feel what I'm saying to you? So it's understanding what can you do, yeah, from where you are and what's challenging. And in order to be able to do something first and foremost, yeah, that's where you've got to break that barrier and say, yo, this is what I'm going to do. And you need to get to that point, get to that point, get to that point, get to that point. Once you get to the point where you can actually execute, then keep going at it, keep going at it, keep going at it. The more you do it, the more confident you become. And that's how confidence is built. But at the early stages, just give yourself that time, get things wrong, make mistakes, might look like a fool here and there. And that's okay, yeah? Just take your time. And with that, you're going to be able to grow into the person in which you would like to grow into. You feel what I'm saying to you, yeah? Don't stress, don't panic. Just make sure that you're giving yourself that chance to grow into the person in which you would like to grow into, yeah? If you've enjoyed this video, make sure that you do subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of the future videos. And other than that, I will see you again very shortly, yeah? Blessings.